Hey, we're fixing stuff with Jeff. Today's video is going to be replacing the valve body in an automatic transmission in a 2006 Subaru. This transmission is a Type 4 EAT, which I understand is shared with the Forester and the Baja, probably the Outback. You can do your research and figure out what transmission is yours, but the process ought to be pretty much the same. First is going to be a test drive, and I'm going to show you what it's doing, which led me to believe that the valve body is bad. I want you to pay attention to the speedometer and odometer, especially the odometer here. What you're going to see is it's really sloppy shifting on a downshift. It's not consistent, and oftentimes when we're downshifting, the RPM spikes like it can't find a gear, then it does find a gear, and it bangs, it slams into gear like that. So that's what we're going to try to show here. Going to get up to about 35, and then just play with acceleration. On initial acceleration, the car's not bad. We get up to about 35 like this, and then hammer on it. Didn't do it. Cruising along. That was it. It couldn't find its gear. It slammed into gear after the RPM spiked, and then it couldn't figure out which gear it wanted to stay in. Well, it was only one time, and I'm out of road, and instead of turning around and trying again and again and again, the video at least will show that one time. I got another stretch of road here. We'll try again a few times. We'll get it cruising up again to about 40, and then just play with it and see if I can find a couple more clunks for you. Okay, we're cruising at about 40 and we want to accelerate. Yeah, it clunked, it picked a gear, then it played around with it and it picked a different gear. And it gets really bad at highway speed. Okay, again, cruising about 45, and this time I'll just put hammer down a little bit. It clunked, and then it peaked. So that was it. That's what we're trying to fix, and a little bit of research has suggested probably the valve body has worn off. And I don't know if you can see it on the video, but this puppy's got 211,000 miles. She got a fresh engine a couple of years before I bought it, which was 2 years ago. And, you know, 211,000 miles is pretty respectable on any transmission. And I think the tranny will continue to be fine for a bit more once we get that valve body replaced. Step one is getting the car up on jack stands or ramps. Step two is draining the fluid with that drain plug right there. I know it's a metric car. I'm using a 7/8 inch wrench because it's what I had handy. So we'll take that out and drain it out, and the next step is to remove the pan with all of these bolts. So there's the pan I got off. There's the 20 10mm bolts I took out to get the pan off. Don't fool yourself. This is a messy job. Even after you drain the pan, there's still going to be some fluid dripping out of there. So as soon as you crack this seal, it's going to make a mess. Why I'm showing you the pan is because within the pan, this thing here is a magnet. And before you put that back, you want to take that magnet off, wipe it down, scrub it off, because what the magnet is doing there, it's intentionally there to catch all the little metal filings that naturally wear as the transmission is running. So, good idea just to clean it up and get all those little filings out of there. So, now let's crawl back under the car. This would be a lot easier with a lift, guys. So there it is. There is the exposed valve body I need to remove. Hey folks, I'm back, and it's been a while. The valve body that I unpackaged and showed you earlier on the video was the wrong one, and I knew that as soon as I took off this intake on the existing one. It was just a completely wrong shape. So I buttoned the car up. I've been driving it for quite a little while now, and I just noticed this is loose. I'll check out and make sure that's nothing to be concerned with. But anyway, I had a heck of a time getting the correct valve body. So instead, what I found was a little package of replacement solenoids. So that's what this video is going to shift to, is just replacing the solenoids instead of replacing the valve body itself. So you can see these are the little solenoids, part of the valve body, that tell the transmission when to shift. There's 7 of them, and I got a nice little bag of 7 replacement solenoids I found on Amazon. So that's what we're going to do. I already dropped the pan. I drained the transmission fluid, of course, dropped the pan with a whole series of 10mm bolts. Each one of these solenoids is held on by a 10mm bolt and, of course, a electrical connection. And they're color-coded. So I'm going to go one by one and replace each one, button back up, and see how she shifts. Well, I did it. I replaced each one at a time, one bolt at a time. All of them were 10mm, all 7 solenoids, and then I got a new gasket. I cinched the pan back up, went in a crisscross pattern, cinched it up nice and tight, but not too tight. Next part is putting some new fluid back in and taking her for a test drive. Okay, here's the initial acceleration, and that never was a problem. But it's still smooth. But I tell you, the valve body I did buy was like $200. I returned that. The valve body I tried to buy, which I think was an exact match, but they wouldn't send it to me because I didn't have enough left arms and numbers and every part number and everything else. That was going to be $600, and I was still willing to spend that to get it to shift right. But going the solenoid option, it was under $100. It wasn't even a hard job; it was a messy job. Let's not pretend it wasn't messy. But oh, look at that downshift! No clunk. It seems to know what gear it needs. Okay, I'm cruising at 50. I'm gonna floor it. Oh, am I pleased. So, it cost me a new gasket, $100 worth of solenoids, and, well, a couple of trial and errors. I'm sure I'm not that great with those gaskets, so it's going to leak a little bit, so I'll get back under and have to touch that up every once in a while. But, hey, this is a 2006 Subaru. It's not exactly a new vehicle. It doesn't owe me much of anything, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen, how to replace the solenoids and how to fix a transmission clunk in your 2006 Subaru Baja. Cheers.